Hello everyone, today is August 15th, 2024. Um, I'm making this video, originally this was supposed to be uploaded yesterday, but something happened to my video, so I wasn't able to post another video this week, so now that I am, I'm going to think about cutting a little bit shorter. Hopefully I can maintain that. Hopefully. But other than that, let's get straight to the video. And this topic is about, is New Hampshire able to secede from the United States? Now, this is coming from a New Hampshire resident myself. I was born here. I love it here. I never thought, even in a million places, that I would have thought about some people who like to think, yeah, New Hampshire has the resources to. And you know what? And I will get my official answer for some of those who are from New Hampshire, or some of those who are not from New Hampshire. Listen to, listen to what I have to say for this official answer. No, New Hampshire does not have the resources to be on its own. The only reason for that is that we don't have a larger corporations of businesses like what most cities would have. Like, how would you compare that to Maine, Massachusetts, that semi can, but they don't have, but there's just something missing in that. There's just something missing from those two states to make it that is able to make them succeed. And let's not forget that, remember, if we are going to be an independent state, let's ask all the common questions first. So, would we have enough food to grow? Would we have the right food to grow? Would we have the right businesses to grow? Would we have the right military to grow? We don't have any of these things because it's up here in the north, so it would be really hard for crops to actually grow up here. Which I basically asked one of the farm people during a job fair at Kingsville Regional High School. I always say this because one of the ladies behind it, I mentioned to them, like, can they grow crops? Not very likely, because of the weather conditions, and they need to be, outdoors. If some of these people are thinking about artificial intelligence, you can forget that garbage. But really, it's just why? Why does anybody think about being independent? That's probably some of the questions why I'm even making a video about this, and I will post the link in the description. That was made a month ago, but I had to give my take on it, and this area was taken in Keene, of course, a month ago. That this is something that they probably do like every year. Talk about independence and whatnot. Yeah, right. Our state doesn't have the resources or the capacity, doesn't have the resources. The only reason they think that they can is because they're just so blinded by hate. Some of these people are blinded by hate, and they rather do it because of some government corrupt, which I understand. As a New Hampshire resident myself, I'm sick of the government. I know what they're capable of. I know what they've been doing. I've been telling some of you guys that, yes, they have weaponized both of the parties. This is why we're so divided as we are today, threatening each other about civil war and whatnot. Give me a break. Will they actually do it? Well, with the potential strategy of divide and conquer, it is very likely. I mean, come on, we almost had Donald Trump shot. I mean, he was almost killed. Oh, and yeah, January 6th, that didn't happen this year. But then we also had, and I think this still is too, that that Texas was basically telling the United States to fuck off after finding out that the Border Patrol just been allowing all these immigrants in. Why have they been doing that? I've already gave you my answer. It's all because of they're actually doing this. Like, they're actually allowing this. Because it's just a pattern you gotta follow. Why? Like, you gotta look at it like this. George Bush Great president. I'm pretty sure Border Patrol was his problem. But when we went to war, now Border Patrol, now the border becomes an issue, and we got a war going on. Oh, now Barack Obama said he fixes all that. Oh, wait. And then after his few years, we now have to go to war, and now immigration becomes an issue as well. And what about Biden? Oh, we're about to be slightly into a war, and immigration, I feel like it's been fixed because of Trump. But after Biden got in, I guess somewhat fixes it in a way. Well, it's already been fixed. I don't know. But other than that, yeah, I'm heavily distracted. But New Hampshire does not have the resources of its need. Like, you have to think of it like this. Why? I understand. People just want to do it because of how fed up the government are. And I'm saying this, yes, I think some of us are fed up with the government. But seceding is not an answer. There is no such thing as a peaceful secession, because otherwise you are asking for a war. You are asking. You're basically saying, no, well, it's not wrong to say that you could be independent. No, you just gotta look at the logic of it. We don't have the resources. And don't even try to make it look like, how do I say this? Don't even try to make it look like all the rest of the cities. Don't try to copy what they are. And don't even talk about secession either. The only states that I can possibly see seceding are either California and Texas. They have the resources. They have all the plenty of water they could grow. They have plenty of the crops they grow. They have plenty of the weapons, the military, a government. They have all that. They even have the economy reasons, too. They even have their economy reasons. Some people say, well, Florida is as well. What other states? But other than that, those states have those standards. As long as you have all those basic standards, that has all those great standards, and cities, they have cities. New Hampshire does not have cities. This is why they don't have larger corporations of businesses up here. There isn't, it's just so, remember, New Hampshire, you gotta look at this, the way that I look at it, New Hampshire is just a state where you're supposed to get away from the city, not having to be drawn into it. It's more of settle and relax, enjoy nature, that kinds of stuff. That's what the state is, and I love it. That's why I love it. If it's some of those who would say, well, yeah, I see your point. So if we add cities, then it would become less of a problem. No, because if we add cities, then it becomes more of an issue because, crimes and whatnot, they go up, and then you get a shitty-ass governor who says, time to put gun control. Oh, time to put this. Time to limit the access of AR-15s, the assault rifles. That's not what it represents. It's an armament rifle. And plus, these politicians don't even follow the rules themselves. So who the hell are they fooling with this kind of nonsense? Give me a break. But other than that, no, New Hampshire does not have the resources as it needs because you're up there in the north. Have you ever seen wheat grow in the winter? No, you haven't, because obviously it wouldn't be possible. Unless somehow people could say, well, we could just do it with a dome around it and whatnot, make it grow it inside. Which I do believe that some will do. But you gotta think of it. You are feeding. If I look back at the population, a 1.8 million, you would have had to grow 1.8 million, if more, crops to grow, and that's just something some of us can't do because of the conditions here in New Hampshire. Right, you're gonna have to feed people. You're gonna have to pay people. You're gonna have to find the amount of recruitment because remember, New Hampshire does not have any of those things. The only reason it's being brought up is because it's just another way of saying, I'm fed up with the government. We can secede. We have the capabilities to. No, we don't. You're just saying that because you just don't want to get involved with the government. That's all. Oh, and yeah, you gotta look at the logic of this. What about out-of-state people that will be coming in and whatnot? So, just like our border issue, do you think they'll ever fix the out-of-state issue when it's literally Americans entering in another American state? What type of BS is that? Oh, well, they're not, because if it's their own separate country, then they're considered illegal. Give me a break. America telling another American, you can't cross in our state because it's illegal. Give me a break. If it ever was independent, it won't ever meet up to its standards. It can't. It can't. And if you are, and some of these people will say this as an example, some people will say, well, we're only doing that because we're fed up with the government. It's so we could be bought by another country. Yeah, I actually did hear that before in a news article, that Russia was actually planning on working with New Hampshire if it ever did succeed. Yeah, I'm not working with Russia. I don't think any of you guys should either. But hey, it gets us away from the corrupt government. Putin is right. No, he's a communist. Sure, he may be really smart and whatnot, but sure, he may be some people may claim to say he's a good guy, but you gotta look at the poverty of it, that not a lot of people are like living the life as they want it to be, just because, it's a communist country. They get everything. Oh, from all the taxes you spend, yeah, that's all going to the government. It's basically like how America's kind of going through. It's not a monarchy, but it's more of socialism in a way. And eventually, my father says socialism will lead to communism, and that's how it usually works. Because, it's a lot of political policy run businesses, and it's socialism. That's not what we need. That's not what we want. I don't want Russia buying our country if we did secede. And it wouldn't be possible either, even if we didn't want to buy it, to have those resources. Yeah, you would be screwed. And if that did happen, you're asking for everybody to tear each other apart in that state. Hell, I'm not having Chris Sununu be the president of my state. I fucking hate that guy already. He made us, so as a high school student, he made us take the citizenship test, which is AKA the civics test. And some of you may ask, what's the difference for some of those adults who actually went to Kingswood and actually never heard of it? Yeah, it's an actual thing where you had to take the actual citizenship test and it's a real thing. You could ask the school that before you graduate, you need to take this test for whatever reason to show that you are American. Oh, thanks, Chris Sununu. I didn't realize I wasn't American. Let me take the test to prove you not. Stupid. Very stupid. Chris Sununu's a dumbass. And I can say that with an opinion, he is stupid. And I hope when something like that, and if I get into office and I see people like that, what they're about to be losing is money. All of it. They're about to lose the money. You know what I'm going to do with that money? Give it all to the people. And no, and guess what? I'm going to say, you know what? It's more of, I don't want to do this because it makes me sound like a jerk, so I won't mention about it. But yes, I'm going to take away the millionaires' money to just give it away to the people for either doing something really illegal and they haven't faced the proper sentence for it. And if they are not going to face jail time, good. All right, well, here's this punishment. You're not getting a job. You're not getting a job as a politician, and you're about to be losing all that money, too. Oh, what? But I earned that money because I worked for it. Yeah, but you did it illegally, and that's not good. What, you're going to accept all that illegal money from all these people that you've been stealing from? Please. You don't deserve it. The people do. People deserve it more than the politicians do. Give me a break. They're just as greedy as like some of us people are. Give me a break. But anyway, New Hampshire does not have the standards to become its own independent state. And if you think I'm wrong, please type it down in the comments section. Or if you totally agree, leave your opinion as well. Yeah, I understand for some of the New Hampshire people. I understand. The government is corrupt, and let's face it, but seceding from a nation, you gotta look at the logic of it. We don't have the resources. So what do we do at this point? We either can't complain and let them win, because it's usually how it works. We complain, a new president comes in, we think it's all fine, and then that president becomes a shit show. We start complaining because that president done wrong and whatnot. It's just so stupid. It really is. It was like an endless pattern before. I'm surprised no one was able to wake up and realize that the presidents are not there to help you. They've been claiming to say that they have, but they have not. Trump does it, well, he claims to say he does it for everyone, but I know he does it for the economy and making friends outside the world. But other than that, New Hampshire doesn't have the standards. Okay? I know for some of you may say, well, I think it can. Well, provide your reasons why. And you know what? I will say this for once, guys, that you know what really enjoys me is the most, that I get to find that I like to enjoy other people's different opinions more, because that makes me more happy. So that way I can state my valid reasons, they can state their valid reasons. And if they have a point and I have a point, then let's just respectfully leave it there. It gets untouched. Nobody wins the battle. Some people can claim, some parts of the media will rub it off saying, yeah, that person won. No, there was no real winner. So let's face it, everybody's a winner. They just want you to make you think that there is an actual winner and an actual loser. A loser would be more of just being dumb and not doing their research and whatnot. And you're having to argue with these guys who don't do their research, claiming to say that they're right when they haven't done any research at all. Please. They're wrong. They're in the wrong here. But anyway, yes. This video was, like I said, was supposed to be posted. But I decided to renew it because, something went wrong with my upload video and I want to share it to some of the people. But yes, I will post the link down in the description and I'll have you guys check out what I mean. And even though this video was like a month ago, but you have to understand that seceding from a nation, you gotta look at the logic of it. Seceding from a nation that what? Well, what type of government they had? They would be a democracy, okay? Do you guys speak any new language? No, it's English. Okay, then that's America. What are you basically saying? New Americans? Please. There's no such thing as new Americans. There has never been. It's always been Americans. There's never been new Americans and whatnot. There's been African Americans, any other race Americans, just, not new Americans, because if it's basically the same thing, then that's not the reason why anybody should be seceding from the state. New Hampshire doesn't have its standards. But other than that, thank you guys for listening. Stay strong. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay smart, all those kinds of things. And yes, I will post more videos in some other time in the future, later on. And I'm hoping I can post out more of the stuff that I see what's wrong in the state, and I want to get my take on it. That's the only reason I make these videos, not to do it because I'm some worldwide geopolitical genius and know exactly what I'm talking about for some of those people. No. I'm doing this because I want to make sure you guys understand. I want to get some of your guys' attention. I'm not asking for all of your guys' attention. I want to make sure I can reach out to some. And for some of those, and I have noticed, and that's good. At least some of you will know one day that when I become a filmmaker or governor, the reward is that for being so supportive and actually, getting the attention that I want to have, because you understand that this world is not what it seems anymore. I will make sure that as governor, hopefully when I do run, that I will, on the first day when I'm getting paid millions of dollars, here's what I'm about to do. I'm about to give it all away to the public, all of it, every single cent of it. I'll give it away to the public schools. I'll give it to the public working class. I'll give it to the military. I'll give it to all the basic needs of the places here in New Hampshire, because you gotta look at it like this. I want to make sure that younger people and middle-aged people can have the ability to live wherever they want and actually have the houses they want to build. I noticed in New Hampshire, they don't give that much option. And houses are so tricky up here is because they cost billions. Oh, but out of state people can? Out of state people can? No. That, like, how? Which I understand they have a city, but you have to understand that it just sounds like the governor isn't really putting much into it. I'd rather stay broke. Like, I'd rather stay broke than just keep you guys. Even if it doesn't seem like that I'm going to get anything in return. But I will get some money in return, you know. I'll just use the money that the government gives me, and I'll keep some, and I'll just give the rest away, you know. That's exactly what I want to do for everyone. Just help. Just absolutely help. And I know for some of these people who say, well, those who will help, who will try to help, never actually become successful anyway. But I'll keep trying. I'll keep trying. If it sounds like a fantasy, you got to realize that this world you're living is not a fantasy. For some of those people who are basically telling you, you need to live under a rock because we know exactly what we're talking about. No, listen to yourself. Listen to yourself and just do your own research. Stop relying on what other people think for you. Like, you're independent. You know what you want to do in life, but unfortunately, the whole government, the way the businesses work, basically tell you on how you should live your life. Give me a break. It's just influence. Like, they want you to feel unhappy about your jobs. They want you to pay all the taxes that they want and whatnot. With me, I'll promise that in the state, income taxes will drop down. I mean, even though we don't have any income taxes, I'll just make sure income taxes don't come down, all right? We're not doing the whole tax BS thing. We're not doing that. All right, if anything's going to cost $30, it's going to cost $30. Give me a break. You know? But other than that, I know I've been talking for quite some time, but thank you guys for listening. Enjoy the rest of your evening or morning. But thank you guys.